You're tuned in to Tailgate Talk, where the grill is hot, the drinks are cold, and the sports stories never stop. Hosted by DB Cooper and Itty Bitty Ute, and produced by Hollywood. Grab a plate, pull up a chair, and let's get this tailgate started.
Welcome on in to the Tailgate Talk podcast.
You gotta do that over. Dude, that looked like just three dudes that had their nuts kicked in. Three?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
on a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome on into the Tailgate Talk podcast, where the food is extra hot and the drinks are extra cold. I'm DB Cooper, alongside me, Itty Bitty Ute, on the ones and twos behind the grill, Hollywood. I would ask how we're doing, but I do want to fit in really quick. Yesterday, I was behind the grill, Hollywood, the whole entire day. 120 hot dogs, 25 jalapeno cheese sausages, 40 patties of burgers, all
Hot links?
and 6 hot links, all with no spatula or tongs,
Wow.
all with plastic utensils. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever flipped a frozen patty on a grill with a plastic knife and a plastic fork?
Never.
It was an experience. How we doing, fellas? How we feeling?
Good. I
Well,
mean,
got hit by a
could be
train,
better,
not gonna lie.
obviously, but yeah, it's brutal.
A little birdie told me that our the podcast's favorite little league team got absolutely trounced yesterday. Is that true?
Trucked. Yeah, we had four of our guys, 3 of our linemen on a 17-man roster. Fall break up and decided that it was time to go on vacation.
That would have never happened when we played football.
Dude,
Absolutely
we
never.
had an
But-
absolutely demolished line of scrimmage, so we couldn't do anything on the left side. And anytime we pulled back to throw,
So let me ask you this:
you
you are putting the blame more on the players and less on the coaches making adjustments.
We couldn't run. We couldn't. There was no adjustments. Runs, sweeps, passes, dives.
Nothing you could do, just lack of talent.
It was tough.
Poor
Yeah.
kids.
And probably, I'm sure Kalani could have found a way to win, but
Yeah, well,
Not
that's
this
talking
guy.
football. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode. No
Have a good
other
one.
football to cover. Share the podcast, like the video, and subscribe to the channel.
We love you guys.
Go Utes.
We
We had a fantastic day yesterday. Absolutely legendary day. Started with the banger of a tailgate. Got down in Provo at the intramural fields, 7 a.m. Hollywood, I knew the rivalry was back. I say Hollywood just because anybody was with us, obviously, so he saw this.
Yep.
And I've already explained it to him. But I knew the rivalry was back when we pulled into the tailgate lot at 7 a.m. and at 7:05, a dude with testosterone going through his gills and whatever else, high off of Diet Coke, came storming in that parking lot going 120 miles an hour, slams his door as he gets out, and as he's walking past us, he gives us the and then gives us the bird, says "F you, f your kids." Right then I was like, well, the rivalry's back. We offered him a hot dog and a hamburger, and he, hey you guys, and kept going. So crazy
I
stuff.
saw a new one at my football game on Saturday. And listen, I'm going to say these boys, they are rock stars on our team. Reggie, JR, and Anders, all BYU fans, but they gave me one of these, and I had never seen it before. And then breaking it over their knee. I was like, boys, you're doing Coach dirty.
That hurts.
Brutal.
That hurts. I've only seen that once. Washington State player did that. We came back, beat him. Anybody, how you feeling about the tailgate?
Oh, dude, the tailgate was electric. I lost my voice screaming, so you guys are gonna
At the
have to
tailgate or at the game?
probably a little bit of both. We were definitely getting after it. We'll break it down, but yeah, it was freezing. That first 2 hours, ice cold. But beautiful setup.
The nips were ice cold.
The nips were tearing the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly our crew that we drove down there with till like 10:30. Had some special guest appearances with Steve Bartle and Ute fan Ivan. And
Before I forget, I want to shout out Discover SLC and
Yeah.
at Utes _ Dodgers fan.
Yeah.
At Utes _ Dodgers fan. 2 shout outs right there. And Discover
and
SLC.
Cheech
Discover SLC was with us. He was the first one there, and
Yep.
he was the last to leave. So shout out James, Discover SLC.
And he didn't even have a ticket. He just came to Tailgate and just so
That's
happened talk to Flashback Ute, and he's like, dude, I have an extra ticket. I've been trying to sell it to a Ute fan. And they negotiated the price, and he went to the game.
Yeah.
He drove all the way down there, not even planning on going to the game.
That's how we
show up.
That's why we treat our fans, you know, and our friends. So shout out Discover, thanks for showing up. Shout out everyone showed up. You got anybody else specifically that we?
Yeah,
Ivan, fan Ivan, we got him.
Yeah,
Cheech.
Swoop Dog. Was there for a while. Then we had Flashback there the whole day. When I say a while, Swoop Dog was with us the entire day. Flashback was with us the entire day. Father Stu came down from Park City to break up a wedding.
T. Flynn's. At the Nudson. Stop by.
Man, I know I'm forgetting somebody, dude. We had so many people come through.
Yeah. Springer. Shout out Springer.
Springer. Yep.
Yeah.
Markham.
I'm with you. Markham. Shout out Alex Markham.
Mackay
Terry
Bernard.
Gardner. Mackay Bernard. Yep. Mackay Bernard chopped it up. Me and him did a little weird. It was weird. We like made eye contact. We were kind of standing there, and then I was about to ask him something, and somebody interrupted us. We were kind of both going for a dap. We kind of stopped because he was listening to the guy, and we ended up just like interlocking our middle fingers together, just very subtly, and then pulled away. It was a moment I never like. As I was walking out of the stadium, I was like, I did that with. It was like really weird. Our fingers just touched for a second, and I was like, I never thought I would do that with a Utah player that has one of the most legendary Utah plays of all time, with the Rose Bowl catch is what I always think about. And I never thought I'd ever be able to say that. So shout out Mackay.
Don't watch that finger.
Yeah, I'm sure we're forgetting. Shout out every freaking runner that ran past. People caught. Yeah, we offered water and Gatorade to 50% of everyone that ran past us.
Yep. I probably ate 4 jalapeno cheddar brats with a hot link and had a lot of food. I'm sick today. I don't feel good.
It's running through me. I was at 3 jalapenos, 2 hot links, or a hot link and a half, I think. And then I didn't have a burger, but I had 2 hot dogs. I had a half a burger. I had a half a burger, no bun.
That's right.
Yeah, and then on the drive home, you guys hit Rancheritos. We went to Taco Bell. Okay. So I topped it all off.
Dude, the Mexican theme.
We both topped it off with just bangers.
We did smothered burritos from Lorena's for the game. And then had like multiple dips. I did my buffalo chicken dip. My brother did his queso. My sister did a charcuterie board. It was we did not have a shortage of food at the Hollywood household for the game.
That's beautiful. I love charcuterie boards. I'm a charcuterie board slut. Absolute charcuterie board slut. While we're on the topic of food, not to get away from the tailgate completely, but just topic of food, I had a banger of a comfort meal tonight. There's no secret as to why I needed a comfort meal, but little roast beef, mashed potatoes with extra butter in there, and creamed corn. You mix those 3 together with a little gravy. Oh my gosh, bro, that is my comfort food. It made me feel
comfort food. Root beer freeze. I don't know if you know the difference between a root beer float and a root beer freeze.
Educate.
You blend it together. You put the ice cream in, but you put the ice cream in little scoops, so it makes it easier to break up. Fill it up about 3/4 of the way, then pour in the soda and mix it up. It's like a root beer slushy, and it's about 5,000 calories.
Love that for you.
But it's worth every bit.
I love that for you on the comfort food. Itty bitty, what do you got?
I was just saying, you're telling me someone creamed in your corn?
Yes, somebody did cream. I was still on the root beer. I was like, wait, there's
I
corn
was
in the
waiting
root
a
beer.
minute before I swallowed.
I thought I was listening to that ingredients on how to make a root beer freeze, and then I was like, wait, there's corn in that shit. Sorry, that took me back for a sec. Yeah, somebody did cream my corn. It was very comforting. Hollywood, you should have seen the faces of Cougar fans when we would offer free hot dogs last night. I swear, 80% of them thought we were offering them poison food. It's like, no, we can just be normal humans, guys. We got extra food.
This is what I've learned in life. The people that look at that and go, oh, they're probably trying to poison us.
Is the type
they can't imagine someone else not doing what they would do.
Yeah.
So if you're not taking it thinking it's poison, maybe check what you would do.
It was actually really sad as a society of like how timid people were. Like we are out there. Our crew was slinging hot dogs because I got to a point where I'm like, we got like an hour left of the tailgate and I have like 80 hot dogs. I grilled like 120 hot dogs and I had like 80 left. And I'm like, boys, we got to get rid of these hot dogs because we didn't have enough ice either and it wasn't going to save. Like, I just wanted to get them all done. Usually it would be like saved to the next tailgate. I just wanted to get them all done. I'm like, we got to. So the boys were out there on the sidewalk just slinging. It became their job for the day, slinging hot dogs. And people were so timid. Even the ones that took us up on it was like, really? We can have a free hot dog? Like, that's it? Like, yeah. They would commit and we'd all do the hot dog chant. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. So good. So good.
Oh, man. Two other people that rolled up was Wyatt Peters, our boy.
Shout out Wyatt.
The one and only. And then
Nara
Delp was another one. Nara Delp and her crew showed up. Yeah.
Nope.
We had two TVs down there, so we had multiple games going. We were able to watch game day and big noon kickoff, and then we could hear it live too down the road a little bit. So it was pretty sweet. Had cornhole going. We had the football, dude. We were throwing the football. Me and SLC Sports.
Discover SLC.
Discover SLC. Yeah, we were throwing the ball for a bit. And, dude, Dave Young came by and talked to us for a bit, too. And
shout out, Dave.
Yeah, dude. I know we're freaking someone, so apologies.
Apologies. Most of these people I know don't listen, so.
Yeah, true. That's true.
They will soon.
Yeah.
We're going to look at our numbers, and it's like 7. And it's like us 3 and our wives and one other person.
It'll be interesting to see how many people want to listen to this podcast after a brutal loss.
We'll get the most BYU listeners that we've ever had in the Bomb podcast.
True. Possibly. Most BYU fans have me blocked, though. That does not help. Legendary tailgate. We knew we would do it. No matter what the outcome of the game was, didn't matter. We were still going to win the day with a legendary tailgate, and we did just that. It was a good time. Each tailgate has its own flavor. We were doing Utah Man at the top of the hour for a little bit. Then we bumped that up to every 15 minutes for like the last 2 hours, and it was perfect. We were just blasting Utah Man, singing along. It was a good time. Like I said, I don't know. Everyone has its own flavor, and this one was a good flavor, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and
I love it.
DB not only was on the barbecue, he was DJ, so he was multitasking, dude. And I was just sitting there eating.
And the Delp crew gave me like 50 comp. I walked out of there feeling so good about my DJing skills because the Delp crew, they couldn't get enough of my DJing. They were hyping me up the whole time, and I'm like, this is all me. Little known fact and secret. I just had it on our Friday playlist on shuffle the whole time, bro. Like once I was on the grill, I could only look at my phone to do Utah Man. That was my max capacity. Yeah. When it was music, it was just our playlist on shuffle, and people couldn't get enough of it. As much as I would love to take credit, like I was on the 1s and 2s the whole time. I guess I was.
Pretty much.
It's a heavy mantle. Sounds like you did it well.
behind the grill and on the ones and twos, Hollywood. Watch out for your job. That's all I'm saying.
I love it.
We missed you, big guy.
We did miss you, Hollywood.
Listen, football's over, so I'm
All
back
right.
and rocking and rolling. But I'll be out of town this weekend. I'll be in Florida golfing.
All right.
Gosh.
I know,
When did you book that?
like 6 months ago.
And you didn't look at the schedule?
No, we've got a conference on Monday, and so one of my clients is talking at the conference for us. So the owners wanted us to fly him down and stay at they've got 2 condos in Sanibel. So we're going to stay there Thursday through Sunday and then drive over to the conference Monday through Thursday.
Oof. No thanks. But good luck.
Tough life.
We'll miss you.
Yeah,
it is a tough life. I wouldn't want to miss a Utah home game for work. That's the last thing I ever want to do in life.
I will say, going into, so I know we've talked a little bit about this. This year was very different for me, and over probably the last 5 or 6 years. I know we've talked about my twin brother and being on the Cougs side, and most of my family. Leading up to the game, typically in any given year, there's a lot of just like backhanded compliments towards each other, going into the game. Nothing this year. And even got some text messages from the guy who runs the BYU podcast for the College Huddle, my twin brother, cousins. Hey, genuinely, good luck. Hope everything goes well. And it's been extremely different for me. And it almost made it a little bit easier, because usually I'm used to just a barrage of text messages. And there were some, but not as many as there have been in the past. And that was
That's interesting. What do you think that was?
So I'll tell you a story. So as a kid, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was one of the 15 to 20%. Like, as much as I lived in a BYU household, when Utah won, I made sure they knew, and I would rub it in their face. And one of my absolute heroes was my grandfather. And I always looked up to him, always respected him. And I didn't know this as a kid growing up, but me acting like that was really like it. He hated it. And so when I got married and we started having kids, like, I toned down on a lot of that stuff. And probably 2 or 3 years before he passed, he put his arm around me and he said, I really enjoy the man that you've become, because when you were a kid, I did not like your cocky attitude. It was really hard for me. And so, like, that was a big thing for me that I thought about this week, was like, I know we're both sides of the game, but there's still relationships on both sides. And so, as heated as we get in the game, taking a step back and realizing, like, this is 1 week, 1 day, 4 hours out of your year. Like, don't ruin the rest of the year by the things that you say or do. I love the rivalry, right? It's been played up all week. The hate between both schools, both programs. But even if you look at the coaching staff, if you look at the players, they were able to separate that after the game, talk, be civil. It sucks,
but
it doesn't take away the hate.
To that point,
lose.
though, like Itty Bitty said a couple times on this podcast, the players and the coaches will never understand how hard we have it as fans. They can just go on. They can shake hands. They can hug each other. They can just move on. And the game's 4 hours, and they can hate each other for those 4 hours. But I have BYU friends and fans in my life that hate Utah 24/7, 365.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Utah losing does put a damper on the other 364 days of my year until we play them again. Because they just have that up their sleeve at any moment that they want. And I hate that.
Yeah.
And that's the tough part about it.
It's the tough one. That's the tough one. Let's talk about the game. Let's break it down a little bit. I'll just get out. I want my hottest take first. so that no one else can use it. Daniel Bray is a stud. 10 carries, 121 yards and a touchdown. 12.1 a carry. The Jag would murder a country for that type of yards per carry. Let's just throw that out there and make sure everyone's aware. Let me say that again. 10 carries, 121 yards, 1 touchdown as a true freshman.
I'm pulling up the Jags stats as we
I've
speak.
got it right now. You ready?
What we got? Oh my God.
He popped
off.
In a loss?
6 carries, 112 yards. A long of 43.
Ooh.
Wow. He's not a Jag this week.
Not a Jag. Well,
That's special. That's
came in
a
a
good
loss.
week.
Came in a loss.
That's tough, even for him to be able to do that in the manner in which they lost, because Boise State was out early and out big. So for them to run the ball and for him to get that kind of production that's crazy.
Good for the Jag. I'm pulling for him. What else you guys got on the game?
Yeah, if I was listening to, so obviously I watched the game at the house, but I'll still tune in. I'll turn on ESPN 700. I like to listen to the interviews and stuff.
Post game or pregame?
Post game.
After a loss, even?
Even after a loss. Look, I'm a glutton. I'm an all-time Ute fan.
Good for you.
They were saying, and I don't know if they got this in an interview from Witt, but was Witt saying that Devin was hurt or he got injured or they had to tail back because of it?
At some point in the game, it had to. I would guess without rewatching it, it felt like somewhere in the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, he started limping after a big hit, and it became evident after that he was not moving.
So all that to say, when they put Bird Ficklin in, and he had that 15-yard run where it looked like he was carrying dudes in a sack lunch to school.
Yeah,
I've got a buddy, Stoddard, that I text with every game. He sits right next to me at the home games. We text back and forth at away games, but we both were like, that's it. Like, that's the spark that we needed. We're going to go down. We're going to score a touchdown. And I thought that was the turning point of the game.
The very next play, we did score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Daniel Bray on the long run.
It's such a beautiful run. Got to the outside and turned it up.
That first play was the 15-yard carry was the first play of the fourth quarter. Second play of the fourth quarter was the Daniel Bray end around for a touchdown. I thought we had it. I thought we had it. Anybody, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, we got outcoached. I don't think we got outplayed. We definitely got outcoached. And the 3 stats that matter the most, or the 1 stat that matters the most, the points at the end of the game. But penalties and turnovers and fourth down, our fourth down conversions were the key in the loss. So they kicked us in the teeth, and it's gonna take a miracle to get to Arlington, but
BYU got their first penalty late in the third quarter. And there were a couple of times where the TV announcers the camera crews were panning in on Coach Whittingham. And there was one time where he's like 6-0. And that was penalties against Utah and penalties against BYU.
I think that that goes into the lack of coaching and getting out coached. That he was paying attention close enough that it was 6-0 and that he cared enough to tell the refs that. I think Coach Witt back in the day is a no excuse guy and would have been focusing more on the team rather than how many penalties are adding up. And you know what? 2 of them were on fair catches on punts where we tackled the guy essentially, or it kind of looked like on both of them our guy got blown up and just pulled the guy with him as he's getting blown the fuck up. Like that. It comes down to coaching. They didn't get him ready. They were not prepared for the moment, and I can't blame the refs completely. I'm sure they missed penalties on BYU. I'm sure of it, but the ones that they called on Utah, there weren't really any that I was like, holy cow, like that was a miss.
Oh, I was just saying the first we walk on the field and got a false start on offense, like the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And then the coaching goes with the muff punt too. I mean, we did everything.
That was going to be the question.
Yeah.
The question that I was going to ask is the muff punt where he ran up to try and catch it. Is that nerves? Is that the environment? Or is that coaching?
I think he's a freshman and it's coaching. One of our I don't think Ryan Davis would have done that. Covey definitely would have never done that, but yeah, I mean, that's on coaching to make sure that's in his head. We ain't doing that. And we would have got the ball, tie ball game, we'd got the ball around the 45, 50-yard line, 2 minutes, 40 seconds, whatever it was. If we go down and you put 3 points up, like we're winning. And
we go into half up
half.
7-10 instead of down 7-10.
Yeah.
There were so many times that like the opportunity just to turn the game on its head was right at our fingertips, and it just couldn't ever happen. Couldn't ever happen.
Do you guys know who won the coin toss? Was it BYU?
We did, and deferred to the second half.
See, and I thought going into that game, I thought whoever wins the toss is going to get the ball first, because I thought whoever's going to score first is going to have the advantage to be able to play with the lead. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Dude, and like some of the effort on the defense. I mean, I'm not going to really watch that game, but I've just seen some clips. Just like our coaches didn't get him ready. I mean, we missed 24 tackles, and that sack that ended up getting Barton ejected. We had 2 guys just kind of pull up, and he
held him. I watched it. He held him. Then he got down to his knees, and he just let him go.
Yeah.
Like, just let him go. No whistle. See ya. And not only did that cost us 15, but it cost us Lander for the rest of the game.
And the first half of the next game.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
Gotta hand it to him.
Yeah. And gotta hand it to BYU. Like, yeah, I'm sure that they made plays that were penalty worthy, but good coaching for not getting called on any penalties for a long time.
Yeah, and what I'll add there, obviously we're talking about the mistakes that Utah made, and I don't want that to sound like sour grapes. BYU was the better team. They were better coached. If you go, and obviously I know you're not probably going to do this, but if you go back and watch the game, if you look at BYU's players, their coaches, their sideline, they looked confident.
Yeah.
Utah did not. And it's confidence is what it takes in games like that, because if you go into a game and you're unsure, it's the guys that know the outcome that are going to compete and play the way they're supposed to.
Our old receivers coach, Coach Holiday, had that tweet today. So he came. We stole him from. He was BYU's receivers coach, like mid 2015s ish, and then we stole him to be our receivers coach. He said when he was at BYU, they knew they could beat Utah. When he got to Utah, they knew that they would beat Utah. Or I'm sorry, when he got to Utah, they knew that they would beat BYU. And it was a difference between one environment was a could and the other one was a would. And he's saying it's completely flipped now. And I kind of agree with him. We know we could beat BYU, but I feel like they right now know that they will beat Utah.
So then let me ask you this. What, in your opinion, what has to change?
Yeah, so I do have that's the coach's opinion of like where it's the differences right now. I do want to point out something like, and itty bitty, if you don't want to share this on the podcast, that's all right. We can cut it out. But I know you're kind of on the side of this is their decade and it's all flipped on its head. I disagree with that. And before the season, I predicted at BYU loss. And I don't think that this outcome really changed, in my mind, has changed anything with how I see the rivalry. I'm not saying it's the 2010s Utah versus BYU. It is equal footing. It's equal footing right now. There's no one side dominating. if they come to our house next year and beat us at our house, I'll submit, because it's not dominating to me in a rivalry to win at home. You're supposed to win at home. 2 of their 3 wins against us in this 3-game winning streak have been at their place. They've beat us once at our place. And that was, I'm not taking anything away from that one win. If they beat us twice at our place, then, and it's not like 50-50, like we win at home, they win at home type thing, and we switch, I'll be ready to admit it's their decade. I'm not there yet.
What about a neutral site? So obviously Texas Tech lost to ASU.
But that's not even ever, when is that? I mean, we could hypothetical a little bit. It's not happening. It's not on the schedule.
Hypothetically, Texas Tech takes another loss. Somehow, tiebreakers, Utah makes it in and plays BYU in the Big 12 championship. They play in Arlington. What would a neutral site victory mean in the rivalry, in your opinion?
I think it would cancel out the loss. You win the championship game against your rival?
I would take the championship over the regular season.
I mean if BYU won, neutral site versus beating us at home.
I'm not jumping ship that the tides have completely changed until they beat us at our place. Okay. It's not going to be a neutral. In Arlington, it's not going to be a neutral. I mean, they have what?
It's away.
100,000, 200,000 members down there. It's not going to be a neutral site.
You don't think Utes would travel though?
We would, but
that's a game I would go to.
We would still be outnumbered.
It'd be 80-20
Yeah.
Cougars.
Yeah.
And they're not traveling. They're not traveling.
They just live
there.
And their husbands are interested, and they're pulling their wife and their 17 kids along with them that don't have any interest. But there's going to be a lot of blue, and they're going to make a lot of noise.
But do you think, in your opinion, is there a difference from someone who wakes up and drives 30 minutes to get to a game versus someone who travels and that's their whole weekend? Because I feel like when I travel for a game, I'm much more amped up at the games than if I would be just a guy waking up and driving down the street to go to a game.
I think you'd be just as hyped up if you.
But I think we're the outliers.
If you live, yeah. I don't know how to answer that, but let's get back a little bit to the game this last week. Do we have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I got like in-game thoughts.
Yeah, let's get it. Everyone talks about how good the atmosphere is and how good the in-game entertainment is. Or BYU, LaVell Edwards Stadium. We've been talking about this for a while. I think they have a top 3 backdrop with those mountains right there. It's incredible. But the stadium itself, it's terrible. It's not a good stadium. They do have a good atmosphere. But like the in-game entertainment wasn't that good. I will say in between the third and fourth quarter was electric. They had the drone show. They had the Cougar way up top. They had the guys in the field with the fire torches. It's too much for me. It's ADHD overload for me. There's too much going on. Yeah. And that's BYU to the T, right? ADHD overload. And so I will say it is electric. But like overall, it wasn't like that great. See, I think just really quickly on there, because I got asked this by my BYU friends today on a text. What'd you think of that fourth quarter entrance show? And it's not the first time I've experienced it. I've been there for it before. I think electric is giving it way too much credit. It didn't raise goosebump on me. I've been places singing Tom Petty in the swamp is goosebump. Doing shout at Autzen is goosebump. Seeing the dogs come out of the tunnel in Washington is goosebump. Seeing the big house, Mr. Brightside, is goosebump. It wasn't goosebump, and all I could think of, honestly, and I'm probably biased. I'll admit I'm probably a little bit biased. Again, there's just too much going on. My eyes I'm watching drone show. I'm watching fire people. I'm watching. They had lights on the ground. They have flags. They have their players are dancing. There's so much to watch that I can't even focus on anything to even get excited about. So I think electric's is, for me, giving way too much credit. All I can think of the whole time is I really fucking love our our third quarter
Oh yeah.
tradition. It's just
Yeah.
different. It's talk about
Yeah.
goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps I have goosebumps right now talking about the moment of loudness.
Yeah, it means something. And then the one huge, like, yeah, you're right. ADHD overload. The one huge knock is like they stole that Minnesota Vikings skull chant, and that's like one of 100 things they've stolen from other people, including the Texas A&M Power with Kanye,
Yep.
including the hand painted helmets with us. We were doing the dark mode game, so they're like, oh, we should probably do like a whiteout game.
Yep.
Everything they do, yeah, is copied.
They didn't. I just really quickly, sorry on that point,
No,
or
you're
do
good.
you want to cap it off?
All I was gonna say was just like
Sorry.
the skull makes 0 sense.
Yeah.
And it ruined that whole like third and fourth. Like the drone show was incredible. I will give him that.
Sure.
The Cougar way up there. And if
Pretty
they
cool.
were doing some other chant and he was up there leading it, great. But like the skull?
Yep.
Come on.
I think, and I give their fans credit because they participate in the things. They participate in the skull chant. They participate in the Kanye West thing. It's just the lack of originality that is silly to me. But to their credit, I don't think that they travel or even really pay attention as much to college football to even really understand that a lot of their traditions that they do are just stolen from other schools. And so to them, they are super original and super cool to them, which is probably why they get super into it. If we try to skull chant right after the Minnesota Vikings started doing it, who stole it from the Swedish World Cup team, I don't think our fans would participate. I mean, we tried it at basketball games and it lasted like 3 games because our fans were like, "What are we doing? We're not doing a skull chant for Utah athletics. It doesn't make any sense." I don't know. I don't think they realize that they're not being original. It's crazy.
And I also heard bad reviews from the people around us with their blue raspberry Cougar tails.
That goes into one of my downsides about that stadium. The stadium's so old, and I think they've added so much capacity over the years that like the seating doesn't make sense. So once we were in our seats, there was no leaving because just to get to the concourse, you would have had to either direction. If you're going to go left or right to the aisle, you would have had to cross over 30 plus people. And so just to get to the concourse would have taken you 15 minutes. And then you're going to sit down there for at least 15 minutes in the line, whether it's bathroom or food and drink. So you're missing 30 minutes of the game. And if you go during halftime, it's going to be even worse. So like the design of the stadium, it's just so rough. Like it is so rough. Yeah. It's a rough stadium, but
and also the Cosmo sucking is just
so weird.
Like he jumped off into like this little pool. Like it's like, what are you doing?
On Big Noon kickoff?
Noon? So dumb.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Mrs. DB has a coworker that is a giant BYU fan that admitted on her first day of work she had met Cosmo the day before her wedding and she cried.
Oh my gosh!
And
it's like
it's weird, dude.
8 different guys.
They're so weird.
And I think the one on the dance team is probably the best dancer that tried out for the dance team, but was the ugliest. So they're like, put her in the Cosmo outfit. Put her in the Cosmo outfit because the chick underneath that uniform is right. That's another thing that on the end game that pissed me off. They announced, "Here comes our national championship dance team." It's like, all right, let's watch the dance team. Let's give them respect. Let's give them their shine. They're national champions. They got to be amazing. And then Cosmo's front and center. So Cosmo gets all the shine and all the love. Their dance team gets overlooked. Their dance team's national champions. Show them off. I don't want to see Cosmo dancing. But it's just the ugliest chick that they didn't want to put her on the team. Pisses me off.
I would have loved, because that was one of the things Portnoy said coming in. He's like, I've heard a lot about Cosmo, but I've heard that he's overused. That he's in everything.
Yeah. To me, but maybe I'm just a hater rival.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing.
I think, and I have a theory about this. They've been bad for so long. They're having a good 2020 run. But they were so bad for so long. They just did anything they could to be relevant. and they just on top of it, just more and more and more shit. And now they're starting to be good, and now everyone's like, "Oh, look at the Cosmo! He's up on the scoreboard, like on top of it. Isn't that pretty cool?" I don't know.
I think
So this is what I'll add to that conversation. So the old mascot, the old Jazz Bear, John Absey, I ran around with him for 15 seasons, dragged his ladder, his signs, all that stuff out. In down years where the Jazz were absolute dog crap, that's what a lot of people paid attention to. I mean, he was the GOAT at what he did. And then when new ownership came in, well, the tail end of the old ownership and the new ownership, there was new management changes and stuff. And they were like, all right, we're going to make it all about the team. You need to stay back. And there was kind of a clash, and ultimately they let him go. But now they've just kind of gone with it. And I think that if Utah Jazz would have done the same thing that BYU has done, the Jazz Bear would still be there and he would still be doing amazing, incredible stuff. And BYU has done that. And look, that's the crazy thing is if you ask BYU fans, they absolutely love it. And that's why Cosmo, that's why they have that, is not for everybody else. It's for their fans.
And that makes sense. And to me, it just in my adult brain, it makes sense to have like kids idolize and be astounded at what the mascot's doing. But when it's adults that idolize the mascot, to me, that's where it gets weird. I don't care what the mascot does and what stunts he does. It's cool. Be as cool as you want to be. And the little kids that are there should be astounded and amazed. And when they see Cosmo, they should want to high five and think that they're, Cosmo can't talk because he's like a cougar, and like it's a real thing for these kids because they have imaginations. But as an adult, when you understand it's another adult underneath the mask and they're jumping off of an RV into a kiddie pool, that isn't that cool because it's on like a 12-foot inflatable mattress underneath. So like there was zero impact. It just fell in water as an adult. Like that doesn't get my blood going, but for them it does. And so, but good for them, I guess. It's just weird to me. It's weird.
Yeah, there's strange people down there.
It's weird.
They're playing good football and they're playing good basketball, so good for them. Hats off to them. But
it's when do they play Texas Tech? Like 2-3 weeks?
They have Iowa State, I think a bye, and then Texas Tech, I think.
Yep, both on the
road, but they do have a bye.
It's going to be a good game, I think.
We'll see. Speaking of Texas Tech, itty bitty, I'll give you a chance. Any comment on Kenny Dillingham being a fraud in your opinion after beating Texas Tech at home?
Yeah, I mean, started the backup quarterback. I don't think they were ready. I mean, he was at home and beat a freshman quarterback, so it doesn't change anything on me.
All right, gave you a chance. What else we got on yesterday's game?
Sucks getting out of there.
Turn the page.
Just turn the page, boys. I mean, it's hard. It's tough. But, I mean, as long as you want to dwell on it, that's up to you.
No. I'm ready. I'm definitely ready to turn the page. I do. And I've been this way this year. But I just want to make it known. I'm just one game at a time. I can't worry about Arlington and 10-2 does it or doesn't, and tiebreakers and this and that. I just have to stay. I'm just excited for Colorado.
Same.
Yeah.
And the only reason I brought that up is because we were talking about if they're serious, then they would need to beat us at home. I just wanted your opinion on a neutral site, but
that's fair. It was a fair question. I'm just really excited for Colorado. I'm excited to see how this team responds because I know how last year's team responded at the first sign of adversity. We've already had one tough spot this year, and I loved how we responded, but this is a different type of nut punch, and I think a different type of soul-crushing loss. with emotions and all that. And I'm excited to see again how the team responds. They're 14-point favorites, and they should crush Colorado. I'm excited to see it, and I'm glad it's an 8:00 kick, a full day tailgating. I'm excited. It's gonna be another great Saturday.
So I do have a little teaser,
Ooh.
and I'm super excited about this. Obviously, this is a new podcast for us. We've had Kenneth Scott on, we've had Josh Nurse, we've talked to some players that have been on the Utes in the past. But your boy reached out through social media to Mr. JB23, Jackson Benny, and just said, "Hey man, we do a podcast about Utah and tailgating. Would love to have you on the podcast if that's ever something that you'd be interested in doing." Homeboy responded, "Absolutely." And so I'm going to try and set that up. I don't know when we'd be able to get him, but would absolutely love to have JB23 on the pod.
Yeah.
Would love to have JB. Should have had a pick yesterday if it wasn't for TJ5. Itty bitty. Any remaining thoughts?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a nightmare to get out of Provo. The traffic there's terrible. We're good. I'm taking this one a lot better than the one last year. But Colorado, Dion.
On to Colorado. I'm excited. We'll see what we got. If we got nothing else, I'm good.
Yeah.
I do have one question. If we win next year, Set Rice-Eccles, a genuine question for you. Do we rush the field?
No. I love that they still rush the field against us. They're undefeated. It wasn't to cap off the season. I love that.
They were ranked higher than we were.
And I love that they do the downward Z's. I love it. Because it just tells me that when they see RU, it pisses them off. Just like when I know people that do horns down, when they see horns
Texas
up,
horns.
It pisses them off. That's one thing I do want to say. I don't want to see our fans do Y down. That gives them too much credit. That gives them too much credit.
That you say that. I've never even thought about doing Y's down.
No.
Never.
Not once.
Just we got our thing. They got hang loose, we got our thing. To stick to our thing and piss them off with it.
Stay classy, San Diego.
Yeah.
But I will tell you,
every time on the Jumbotron, it was that there was none of that.
Yeah. The closest thing that I could compare the last 24 hours to was, I don't know what kind of days you guys got married on, but it was rainy on mine, and it was like rain on your wedding day. Just that kind of down feeling. I don't know if you guys have anything else you could compare it to.
Don't go chasing waterfalls, I guess.
Free
ride.
Good one. I'm blanking on lyrics, but that was a good one, Hollywood. But happy laughing. I'm gonna sign it off though. Thanks for listening. Another episode, Tailgate Talk. Appreciate all the listeners. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We continue to get subscribers every day. Oh,
let's 3. 1, 2, 3.
Turn the page.
Turn the page.
Turn the page. Turning the page. Worked for us last time. Killed it. West Virginia. Think we're gonna kill Colorado. Love you guys. Subscribe to the channel, and always go Utes.
That's it for this episode of Tailgate Talk, hosted by DB Cooper and Itty Bitty Ute, produced by Hollywood. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your tailgate crew. Join us next time for more sports talk, food, and fun. Until next time, keep the grill hot and the stories hotter.